Hey trumpet players, Jeff Lewis here with a short video on tonguing and articulation. So I was taught to tongue behind the top teeth. So you simply take a breath, like saying the number 2, or maybe ta. Ta 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 ta, two 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 two, t t t t t t t. And if you notice, the different vowel sounds create a different tongue arch. So that's important for me. When I play low, my tongue is rather low. So I'm like aw, and in the middle register, my tongue is up in the middle register like this, a, and then as I go higher, it goes e, so it arches. Right? So there's this tongue arch that I get as I ascend from low notes to high notes. Now, you might be saying, well, at what point does the tongue just stop arching? Well, yeah, it arches and it comes forward, but it can't come all the way forward, otherwise it's going to cut off the air. So it's something you have to experiment with. Now, there are people who say they don't tongue arch at all, but, you know, everybody's different. So I would just suggest maybe trying this in your tonguing endeavors. Okay? All right, so the first exercise is a simple exercise. We're just going to be going ta 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 on a low C and going up the C scale. Okay? So I've got a metronome here and I'll set it at 70. So you may want to go slower, you may want to go faster. It's up to you. The important thing, I think, is accuracy and not speed. So, 1, 2, 3. That's it. You could take a breath, come back down. You could change the keys. You could go to D flat major scale. You can go to D minor scale. You can play augmented scales. You can play diminished scales. What's important is that you're using the tongue. Ta 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 ta. Okay, so that brings me to tonguing exercise number 2. And this one has been really helpful with my students. And it goes like this. 1, 2, 3. And you can continue that up as high as comfortably as possible. Okay? 2 simple tonguing exercises. A couple things to be aware of, and that is a lot of times when you're just starting out, you'll tend to what I call throat attack, and you'll go or a cough attack, right? Or once again, I call it the pigeon, where you're going and you know you're doing that because you get this little explosion in your embouchure. You can see it when you play. It's like, right? Or when you tongue right between your lips, like, and you know you're doing that because as you're tonguing, you get this. It looks like you're chewing. I call it chewing. So you want to make sure you don't do that because that's just adding extra movement that's unneeded, right? Should be pretty still when you tongue. Okay, nothing should really be moving, you know, as far as you can see. Very, very subtle movements, okay? So that should help. The other thing about these exercises is you can change the style of articulation. You can do them legato or you can do them even shorter, more of a staccato. So something legato would sound like this. 1, 2, 3. maybe you want to do them really, really short, and that would sound like this. Okay? Change the articulation, change the key, however it suits you. Okay? The next thing I want to talk about is tongue, not arch so much, but the placement of the tip. Some people call it anchor tonguing, and some people call it K-tongue modified. Claude Gordon, I think, maybe coined the phrase K-tongue modified. So it's this. Let me see if I can show you. So a lot of people advocate keeping the tip of the tongue anchored somewhere down on the bottom teeth. So it would look like this. If you say E, the natural placement of the tip of the tongue is right here at the bottom. E, E, right? So as you ascend and your tongue starts to rise, then look at the tip of the tongue, feel the tip. And this takes experimentation. Where's the tip of your tongue? So people will advocate tonguing not with the tip behind the top teeth, but maybe further back on the tongue. So your bottom teeth are here, and the tip of your tongue may be on the top of your bottom teeth, maybe behind the teeth. Sometimes it rests just behind your bottom lip. This is something you have to experiment with, right? So then it looks more like T, 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 like that. And you're tonguing and hitting your top teeth with this part of your tongue. I know it's kind of confusing, and the first time somebody taught it to me, I tried it, and it sounded like I had beef tongue. My old teachers called it beef tongue. It just sounded like, and I just couldn't figure it out. I wish I had stuck to it and just really tried to learn how to do it that way. I think I would have developed a lot faster if I just had a little bit more stick-to-itiveness on that issue. So try it. Try anchor tonguing, K-tongue modified, same thing, right? See if it helps you, particularly when you ascend. So you can think about it, right? If I tongue and I'm going low, I can go ta, 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 right? But where's the natural placement of the tip of the tongue as you ascend? T, T. See how it drops? It hits the top teeth and then drops to the bottom. Experiment with that placement of the tongue, okay? That might help you as you're ascending. So, to make a short video long, hopefully this helps. Go ahead and download them. I'm going to have a link to the 2 exercises down below. You can go to my website and download those exercises, and hopefully that helps. All right, thanks for watching.